Hey, 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 Laura J here today to say happy new moon. March 2023 proves to be exactly what we intend for it to be. And so, with that, my tender heart says I would like to support those willing to go within so that we don't go without. The way, without a doubt, we will if we don't know who and whose we truly are. Over the last month, I have done a lot of inner work in order to move through the heavier feelings that are soul fragments returning to me to be integrated and then embody a new energetic signature, which then allows me to contribute in a way I couldn't before. As the wandering generality, I am doing my best to make a more meaningful specific, as this report on the Justinian connection will hopefully allow me to do. So, that being said, I am going to share my screen so you can see the section of the Justinian ConneXion report I will be reading from that I finished yesterday as a PDF. I am making available to those subscribed to my website. ljeh.ca is where you are able to receive communications from me more regularly. Though even there, I have been absent. So thank you to those who have been waiting to hear from me. Hello, it's great to be back with the upgraded energetic signature to be more fully present and aligned in the now than I was before. And also, if you do not have a copy of my first book, Fully Committed, The Sacred Sojourn of Now, I would love to invite you to reach out and grab your copy. Leave a comment to let me know how I can get you an invoice for the $25 I am asking for the book itself, plus shipping to wherever it is that you are. And the email you are able to get it to me through is Laura, Laura, at ljeh.ca. I'm changing the book page on my site so that it is easier and you can put your details there if that's better for you. And those who do purchase the book directly from me or let me know you have done so online, then you are also able to receive the Justinian ConneXion report as a PDF that I am looking forward to having more be in the know about, so that without a doubt we can be more real, feel that which is meant to be felt, so that we can heal and call ourselves more present. So, with all of that said, here is the page I am going to read from the 39-page document you need, and I need you to also be aware of, so that more of us can step into what it means to be real, feel, and heal the collective, which ultimately starts with ourselves. And the CELL-F that we fill ourselves with, either that being fear of false emotion appearing real or faith. So here we are. What is real and what's the difference? Existence is what we are all experiencing in our own way at this particular time that we are alive to hear or read these words. Yet existence is not the same as our perception of life and what having one entails. We are meant to be human beings, we've grown to believe, yet I'd rather have access to all hues in the moment so that I can be kind like mankind are meant to be. It's just we likewise thought humanity and mankind are referring to the same thing when this is not the case. This distinction also applies to the difference between the planet and the world, and sex versus gender. To put the differences into perspective, consider that the planet is the place where we live, but the world includes both the planet and its people. therefore making it a mental construct. Sex is what we do with another, and also what we are assigned based on our biology, whereas gender is the combination of our biological components and our sexual desires, which change depending on how we feel about the one we're interested in. The recent fixation with race, gender, and sexual identity is directly connected to the popularization of and profitability of the mental health system that created the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, the DSM 54321, whichever version it is that you are looking at, making diagnosis profitable for the corporations that provide services to people who are struggling to find their place in the world. It also means we've become accustomed to letting our behavior define us, just as we've let our statuses do too. I have to say at this time, though I did not include it specifically in this report, that the whole narcissist and empath dichotomy that is playing out most popularly online now is a misnomer, because no one is a narcissist completely, nor an empath fully. Each of those are qualities that each of us have. So we need not define ourselves by the label of empath or narcissist, but recognize we have narcissistic tendencies and empathetic tendencies, neither of which define us fully, as the hue of man does not define the man, right? So, thank you. I will return to the flow. If we consider the fictitious nature of the corporate world that has become such an apparently normal part of our existence, then we begin to see why so many more people are struggling mentally now. The truth is not what it seems, and something feels off, but it's been too hard to put a finger on it. So those who question it either opt out of regular life in functional or dysfunctional ways, or we've forced ourselves to look the other way and pretend everything is fine. Fed up, insecure, negative, neurotic, emotional, everything's fine. I don't want to talk about it. Fine. Real things are tangible and reflective of what is deemed legitimate, set in stone, or somehow definite. Intangible and unreal things combine what is real with concepts that present themselves as legitimate, when in truth, they are not. A relevant example in modern times, is the recent fixation on identifying ourselves using pronouns. Also known as pronomen, these are words that can function as a noun phrase or substitute for a name that refers either to the participants in the discourse or to someone or something mentioned elsewhere in the discourse. Discourse refers to written or spoken communication or debate about a mental construct that can't wait to overtake the one who claims right to use it and stand on it. I digress. Discourse refers to written or spoken communication or debate about a mental construct that can become an obsessive topic of fixation, especially when it becomes paramount to our sense of identity. Do you see the entity in the ID that we have been commonly subscribing under that which we allow to define us, such as the pronoun was just mentioned? For filing purposes, within the internal filing cabinet of the subconscious mind, these lived and imagined experiences and interactions get stored together for easier reference by the mind. This makes it more challenging to discern between memories we've experienced literally and those we've been emotionally moved by if we're in a confused or suggestible state, especially when we derive so much of our identity from the labels we've taken on. The next section is one of the most significant, though there are many more within the report. But the difference between our nomen of our first names that are given by the pair of rents who were meant to be guardians of our innocence, being the inner sense of the emotional body, that we are to be the true guards in the energy den of us. I get into the guards in the Eden of this realm later on. But our cognomen is our last name, and the pronomen is the one that can replace both. And each of these are dangerous if we do not know how to actually claim our right to be as we are. The Justinian ConneXion is the report that you will be able to see all of that which is here outlaid in. So I hope that this was useful today. It is now 2:34 and I started at 2:22. So with all of that, I will bid you adieu, making this a really short and sweet message for you to chew on. I hope that you not only chew, but then actually swallow and digest it at your own pace with questions. What quest will you send your ions on when you ask the question? Ask King lets you stand as king of your own realms, but recognize the dumb that comes with the kingdom. And then also see how if we stand as king, we can only be the keepers of just that one suit, such as in the tarot that I am quite fond of. A king in one suit is only the king of that suit compared to the magician that has access to all four suits and can choose which tool to pick up and use, which is why I say let us break the boxes that have kept us isolated, contained, constrained, and confined by contracts that contract our state, our substance into a state, I should say, for it is substance versus form in this mixed war that has had us so torn between the truth and what seems to be that, though the two are not the same, but will be implied to be in the name of the one that is the God of the realm, not seeing the distinction between the grand overall designer of all, law, Allah, interesting, compared to the grand overall, the grantor of dominion and the grantor of domain, both of which seem to be the same, missing a few letters. Oh, but no, there is a grand difference overall, for the grantor of dominion has higher claim to all that which the ones of domains would claim from a lower position within the hierarchy of the hierarchies of our frequencies. When we see the energetic frequency nets that are connected to the magnetics, magic nets within our own heart, which is why when we are here, we are able to start to feel instead of fear, compared to when we are in our mind and we find the time to run on a hamster wheel that then just makes us feel we're moving, when the truth is we are just spiraling down into energies in motion we didn't know how to move before, and our mind will not be able to help us actually move through neither. It is the heart where the movements of not just mental energy start, but of emotional energy. And that is where we truly become present, present to the now, where the senses that we have access to expand, because we're no longer focused in a contracted state. I hope this helps. I would hate for you to wait to share what you thought and what did not resonate for you, or did, so that together with the crew that we are, we can rise above the shitstorm that we have been going through for far too long. I send you love. I appreciate your view today, your like, your subscribe. Make sure you do hit the notification button so you know when I'm coming live again, and I send you blessings. Wishes for a month that you choose to make great, because you were willing to use your hand to take up the pen that turned this pandemic around and right side up. Peace. Lavajay, namaste, namako for today. Hey, hey, hey.